Hi everyone! This day I got to help a family declutter their kitchen. I did help them declutter another part of their home too, so stick around for that in the future. But I was looking through their kitchen. I was trying to figure out which cabinet I should declutter first, and I ultimately chose this one with the Tupperwares. It was great to work with her because she was literally pretty ruthless when it came to decluttering things. She was willing to get rid of a lot, and I think that's awesome because it allowed her to have a place for each of these Tupperwares, which you will see shortly. Here we were basically just putting all the lids with the Tupperwares just so we knew which ones fit together. Luckily, I'm pretty, I would say, well versed in the Tupperware area, and my mom has a variety, so I was able to piece together the ones that I knew went with each other, and we were actually pretty quick at this. And once I got all the Tupperwares with the lids, she basically was choosing which ones she thought was best and which ones she used the most, and to not have too many of the same size. My strategy for putting all these things up is basically putting what they most use on the bottom, and so that was their bowls and some of their most used Tupperwares, and then I continued just putting them up in that order. But basically I did keep the lids on them. I have heard that some people say that putting lids on Tupperwares just keeps the smells in, which isn't the best, but it was basically just to see how much she needed, how much can fit, and if she decides that she doesn't want to completely close the lid, she doesn't have to, but it's just easy to see the lids with the Tupperware in that section and how it's organized that way. And here is the before and the after. She did get rid of quite a bit. Spices are another thing that I like to tackle pretty early on in decluttering, just because it is something that's easy to get rid of, because if they're expired, there's usually a reason as to why it's expired, in the sense that it probably hasn't been used a while, or it's just not used frequently at all. And so I asked her if it was okay before I just started doing that, but basically we got rid of all the expired spices except for the ones she knew that they still used, they just used in small amounts. Because I have heard that expired spices doesn't necessarily mean they're bad. They might lose a little bit of flavor, but they're still edible. At least that's what I've heard. I am just literally wiping down everything with a little bit of Platinum Dawn dish soap spray, and then also some warm water on a rag, and just wiping things down that way. It was just fast, efficient, and easy to get anything out that was in there. For the entire kitchen, we did not buy any organizational products. We just used what she had and it worked out great for her. She is happy with how it is. We just kept everything as functional as we could for her because I didn't want to start decanting things or putting things in containers that she wouldn't want to keep up. It's all about being able to keep this organization system up and keep everything in its place. She had these awesome drawers that were able to keep stuff, and so some of the things we left as it is because they were just some bottles that they use frequently, and this I just kind of decluttered a few and then, or trashed a few, and then just put some bags in bags to make it a little more compact. And she had this really great organizational system right here, this bamboo Ziploc organizer, but unfortunately it just wasn't the best fit for her in this family, and so we ended up getting rid of that and just keeping things in their original container. It just worked better for her. This drawer was a little hard to open, and so our goal was just to get it more compact and get rid of a few things so that it fit easier and also be able to put them in certain areas. We were immediately putting things that we found into its new home if we already had a new home for it. So anything that was just a normal eating utensil, then we would put it straight into that drawer, which was the one right above it. And here we were basically sorting through things and putting all of the same items together so that then she could choose her 2 favorite or 1 favorite if she was okay with that. Now we definitely did a lot of putting things in an area, trying it out, and then if we realized there was a better spot for it, we'd take it out and move it, and just like all that stuff right there that I just took out, we found another place to put it and put all the Blackstone cooking equipment together, and so then we had room for the spatulas and the spoons. And there it closed easily. Here we were trying out a few different things. We tried adding more organization. It didn't really work, so we just went with it and chose to use that little container elsewhere. Sometimes I try to avoid the method of pulling everything out because it can be a little bit overwhelming. But honestly, I feel like when there's an initial declutter, then sometimes it might be best to do that just so you see everything you have, You can sort everything a little bit and choose your favorite things, the things you use most, and to keep those, and realize that you might have had multiples of things, or you had things that you had something better instead. And that's just a great way to be able to let go of things a little bit more easily. This was probably the most eye-pleasing area for me because it is out and about, and we took away a bunch of those colorful kids trays and put out all the white plates, and then just added a few that they want to keep. It made it a little more cohesive with the other side. This was the last cabinet that we ended up doing. She wasn't wanting every single cabinet. She was happy with some of the other ones that she has that she always uses, like her pots and pans. And so I was just there to help her with whatever she needed help with anyways. So these were all the cabinets that we decided to work on, and we got rid of quite a bit, which you'll see at the very end. There are some trash bags that we donated and got rid of. And she was very happy, and I think it kind of got her excited for the next part that we did, which again will come in a future video. And then here are the trash bags that we got rid of things. It was quite a bit. It was about 4.